All right, so we're going to get started on our JavaScript here, and I'm not going to say that this is like an advanced project, but a lot of the JavaScript we're going to do here is more in depth than some of, the majority of the projects that are in this course. So I'm going to start off by creating a few functions to generate an uppercase letter, a lowercase letter, a number, and a symbol, because we need to do that. We need to randomly generate these things to create our password, and we need to combine them. So what I'm going to do is create some functions. So this function is going to be called get random lower, and that's exactly what it's going to do, is return a random lowercase letter. Now there's a few ways we can do this. What I'm going to do is use the string object, and on that there's a method called from char code. Now I'm just going to bring this window over for a second here. So this is the string object, which is used to represent and manipulate a sequence of characters, and you can convert something to a string, but there's a whole bunch of methods that you can use on this, including from char code. So the static from char code method returns a string created from the specified sequence of UTF-16 code units. So basically we can put a number in here which pertains to, and this is just the W3 Schools website, but you can find these in many different places. These are the ASCII printable characters, and we have our characters over here, so letters, numbers, symbols, and then they have a specific number or a specific code that pertains to them. So if we look at like the numbers here, 0, the code for that is 48, and then it just keeps going, and then 9 is 57. If we want uppercase letters, starts at 65 and ends at 90. Lowercase letters start at 97 and end at 122. So using this from character code, if I put a 97 in here, and then we'll just do a console log of get random lower, and if I go over here, we should get a lowercase a, because 97 is the code for lowercase a. The next letter B would be the code 98, so that gives me B. 122 should be a Z. All right, so what we want to do is just generate a random lowercase. So we'll take the 97, which we know is A, right, lowercase a, and to that I want to just multiply any number up to 26, because there's 26 characters in 26 letters in the alphabet. So what we can do is first of all just take math.floor, which is going to round down, and then math.random, and then I just want to multiply that by the highest random number I want to get, which is 26, and then I'm going to add to that 97. So this could be 1 plus 97, which would be 98, which would be a B, or 2 plus 97, which would be C. So let's just go ahead and save this, and you can see right away we get a V. If I reload, W, X, L, Z, M, so it's just going to be a random lowercase number. So there's other ways you can do this, but this is just the way I'm going to do the lowercase, the uppercase, and the numbers. So let's just copy this now and paste that in, and this one is going to be get random upper, and we're going to do pretty much the same thing here, except we want to change the range. We still want 26 as our random number to add on, because we're still dealing with the alphabet, but we want to change this from 97 to 65, because in that chart I showed you, uppercase A was 65. Okay, so it's going to just be something 26, between 1 and 26 plus 65. So if I go ahead and console log get random upper, we get uppercase B, we get O, S, G, so it's just going to be a random uppercase. Let's do the same for numbers. So this will be get random number, and instead of 26 we want 10, because it's going to be up to, well, it's going to be 0 through 9, and then we want to add onto that 48 because 0 has the code of 48. So if I go down here and I say get random number, we get 3, we get 2, 5, 8, 5, 8, 1. All right. And then for symbols, I just want to use a certain set of symbols. So let's just we'll just say function get random symbol, and I'm just going to grab this string of symbols here. So I'm going to say const symbols and set that to a string with these specific symbols in it. And then we want to get a random one of these, so we'll return symbols. And even though this is a string, we can still use an index. Like if I get 0, symbol 0, and we go down here and we say get random symbol, I'm going to get the exclamation. If I do 1, I should get the @ sign. So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. So I'm just going to get a random number in here that with a max of the length of the entire string. So to do that, we'll do math.floor, math.random, and let's go ahead and multiply that math.random by whatever the length of symbols is, the length of that string. So now you see I get a %. If I reload, slash, so I'm just going to get one of these symbols here. So now we have these 4 functions, and we can implement them into the rest of the application. Now one thing I do want to do before we end this specific video is up here I'm going to create a variable called random func, because I want to be able to get a random lowercase, uppercase number, symbol, whatever. So I'm going to use this object here and give each function a key. So lower is going to be get random lower, and upper will be get random upper, and number get random number, and symbol will be get random symbol. All right, so we have this object that has these keys that equal whatever these functions return, and you'll see why in a little bit when we use these. But I think we should stop the video here, and in the next one we'll start to work with the DOM and start to add some event listeners. Want to be able to click this button, generate a password based on these functions over here. We also want to be able to have the function to copy it to the clipboard. So we'll get to that stuff in the next video.